Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of True Chats with Shen. This is where we react to things that are trending online, but we don't just react to it, we try our best to squeeze, if even just a drop of a lesson from it. So, if that's your vibe, if that's something that you think you would like, please consider subscribing, like this video, comment your thoughts down below. And if my son away, sorry, I think I come down with some kind of cold or flu. Something I go on, open that me I catch. But my feel something I come on. Anyways, today I'm just going to get right into it because I think this is something that needs to be talked about. And it definitely was not on my bingo cards for 2026. I never thought that there would be a Chronixx versus Yendi. I never thought that there would be a Chronixx versus Yendi in like ever in life. I didn't think those two worlds would ever publicly like interact in this way on the media, but based on what my goal is for my channel, I think this is something that I actually needed to talk about. So recently Yendi tweeted something. What are tweets called now on X? Because I don't know. Anyway, so she responded to something. What's your unpopular opinion that will put you in this position? And her response, Yendi's response was, people shouldn't have children before the age of 30. Live uninhibited in your 20s, learn yourself, explore the world, earn and stack. It allows you to be a better partner and parent in your 30s. Now, would I say 30? I don't know if I would necessarily say 30. Everything else is valid. Earn and stack. Especially that. Learn yourself, earn and stack. You don't have to necessarily explore the world before you have kids. I don't think there's anything wrong with that statement, except like putting an age limit on those things. Some people can learn those things, learn themselves by their mid-20s. I think once your frontal lobe develop, I think at least not before 25, ideally. And that's the other thing. This is her ideal situation. Yeah, so she tweeted that. I don't see anything wrong with that tweet. Actually, I was wondering why this would be an unpopular opinion that would have people like holding her like in this position that the picture is saying. Then Chronixx responded to that tweet saying that children are little inhibitors, it seems. My. And to that I say, yes, they are. Yes, they are. I don't mean that in like a vicious or malicious way. I just think that when you do have children, it is obvious that your movement, your lifestyle is going to change. Your resources are restricted because you have a child, which is why she's saying earn and stack. Your time will be restricted because you have a child, which is why she's saying explore the world, learn yourself, do what you want to do, so that you don't harbor resentment. The thing is, children are actually inhibitors. And that's why I don't believe that people should take the role of parenthood so, like, approach it so loosely. It's a very serious thing. There are a lot of things that come with being a parent. Actually, even though I've seen so many parents in my life, it's only when you do become a parent that you realize how much actually goes into this. Because you love your kids, you will do all these things first so you don't mess your kids up and you don't end up resenting them because you didn't get to do what you want to do. Somebody else responded to Chronixx's tweet and says, yes, they are actually. Right. I didn't even see this part. Yes, they are actually, because I have a child. Many things I used to do, I can't do anymore because I have to dedicate my time. See, my time, my resources to raise my child. If you have a child and you don't recognize this, maybe you aren't doing something correctly, especially in the early years. And that is so true. Even with a village, there are just... It's just not possible for you to live your exact same life while you have a child unless you are neglecting certain needs or certain responsibilities that comes with having a child. And I believe that to be true. And I don't mean that to say that it's like your children ruin your life. That's not the case. There are many people who have been able to make their lives better because of their children. So he then responds and says, maybe I'm doing something right. I think he means maybe I'm not doing something right. Why would the parent who feels like his or her child actually makes them better and more fulfilled are the ones doing something wrong? And let me tell you why. Your children are not supposed to make you whole. It's not your child's responsibility to heal you. That burden does not belong to your child. And if you have to grow up with your child, there are certain things that you will not be able to impart to your child or there are certain things that you might not be able to respond correctly to because you are also healing. There's no person that I don't think that anybody is 100% whole. There are always be things that we need to fix, are always things that we need to like really learn throughout our entire lives, right? Now there's a sense of wholeness that comes with being a part of a family unit, creating a family of your own, passing on a legacy, feeling like, you see your child, you see aspects of yourself in your child, you watch your child grow up to be their own person, and all of that is there is fulfillment in that. And I'm saying that as somebody who is doing the exact opposite of this. I didn't spend my 20s learning myself or feeling or exploring the world or stacking my bread. I didn't do all those things. And my child still brings me joy, and it's a great experience to be a parent. But I also have to acknowledge that because I didn't do these things, there are certain things that I now have to sacrifice. When I start school, my time is the time that I should be pouring into my child, I won't have that because I have to be going to school now to earn and stack and do all of these things. There are things that I won't be able to see. There are things that I won't be able to fully emerge in and experience with her because I have to now be doing these things that I should have rightfully done before she came here, so that I would not have to sacrifice this for this now. I think that's all she was saying. And then he says, are there young parents reading this feeling happy, accomplished, and dignified about having a family? Any? Obviously, there are people who are young, who have started their family, who are actually happy. But the point is, when you don't do these things in the beginning, doing it later while you have a child is going to deplete your child of certain resources. And here's another thing that I don't like. When you have a child, it's not about you. And yes, you should be feeling happy, fulfilled, dignified in your life. But if that is your main priority, that, oh, I feel so happy and accomplished because I have a child, not acknowledging that there are certain resources that you will not be able to provide because of this decision to have a child without doing those things first. There are certain things that you have not learned about yourself fixed. There are certain thought processes that you have not fixed that will cause your child to be traumatized in the future, that will give your child trauma for their adult lives. And I think when we center the parent in this situation, the parent's feelings, I think when we do that, we do a great disservice to the children. It's not about your feelings. If you are happy, if you are so happy, but you are not able to provide your child with a good education because you don't have the resources to do so, what does that then mean for your child, even though you are happier than you've ever been? If you are happy, however, there are things that you have not worked out within yourself that causes you to react or interact with your child a certain way, what does that then do for the child? I think in these conversations, it is not wise to center the parents' feelings. When you have a child, if you care and love your child, care for your child, and care for your whatever legacy you're trying to bring forward, whatever generation you're trying to build, to bring up after you, you cannot center your feelings. It's not about how happy you feel and accomplished you feel for having a child. You know much man me here say, yeah, me have me youth, me glad say me have me youth. The people go school 3 days a week because them can't afford for send the child to school the whole time. Is that fair to a child? I don't see any reason why there should be an issue with her telling women to live uninhibited. Actually, that's the advice I give to all my sisters, any younger girl than me when I come across. I don't tell them, say, I might not tell them, say, do it until you're 30. But anybody when I talk to can tell you, say, once you talk to me and you start talk about kids, me gonna tell you, say, go on to school, learn a skill, get some experience in, live your life, learn about yourself. Oh my gosh, learn about yourself. This is great advice. Learn the things them when you learn by yourself, And I just for say, wow, me learn say me like the color red. Me learn say me like wine and not white rum. It's not about that. Learn the things that make you tick. Learn the things that make you angry. Learn what your triggers are. What triggers a certain thought process in you. Learn how you respond to certain stimuli. You know why? When a child is now a part of your equation, so many things are amplified about your life. So many things are amplified. Every dirty behavior where you have, if you really care about certain things, it's like it show up right in your face. Like every single time you make a bad decision, it's right there. Like I said, oh my gosh, look how me I respond to this. And if you did take the time to learn these things before, you wouldn't have to deal with that. Because in reality, when you don't, who is affected? Who really is affected in the long run? It's still these kids. Everything that she's telling you to do right here, it might sound selfish, but it's all to benefit your children. I'm going to think that so many people are uncomfortable with women telling other women to focus on themselves for a while, because it's like everything that we've been trained to do even as children has been for the benefit of the family unit. There's almost never a time when people were telling women, you see like how them tell man say sow your wild oats, do way, and that's such terrible advice. You can do all these things and not run yourself red. You know what I mean by that? This me not hear she mention promiscuity, none at all, right? So, but when them talk about man, it's always do you live your life, not make nobody tie you down, whatever. Do you? So you well, try out, you're gonna know what you're gonna like. If you're not, there is almost never messaging telling women to actually live some life. Try to live your life, learn yourself, stack and earn. There's no way for in the average Jamaican family to really thrive unless both people are gainfully employed or at least earning, actually stacking. When we really look on it, how can you look at this and think that this is something bad to tell people? And just because this is what she's saying doesn't mean that the opposite cannot happen and people still live totally fulfilled lives. It's not a us against them type of situation. It's just for her, ideally, this is the ideal situation, and I agree. I totally agree. This is my bias. I agree. Mega acknowledge it. And I think it's a great bias to have. Because it's so unusual for women to be told that, hey, you don't have to rush into having kids. You don't have to run. And I think the age 30 for a lot of people is like once you reach 30, apparently something wrong with your body and you can no longer have children. Or it's such a difficult, so many things can happen. Things can happen at any age, mind you. But it's like that the age 30, when it comes to women, it's like this 30 and you're just having kids. It's like this taboo type of situation for some reason. Women need to be selfish for a little while. Yeah, don't just hop into jump right into having children immediately. It can work out for some people, but a lot of people end up resenting the children they have. And the other people who don't resent them, there are others like myself who feel so guilty because it's like you waste so much time. You waste so much time, and know that your child is here is like everything is just so, everything that you should have done is now like, oh my gosh. It's like your mind, I say, girl, you really should have. You feel guilt for not accomplishing certain things that would put you in a better position to give your child a better life, access to more things that would make their life easier. You can listen to Chronixx, Remember, Chronixx is a world-known reggae star. Let me not say this because I don't know his life, so I'm not going to put really him in it. But I'm not surprised to see a man say things like this, because the reality of many of our situations is that men's lives don't necessarily change much after they have children. Most of the responsibilities from child bearing and rearing is left on the shoulders of the woman. Even women who are in two-parent households, when there's a mistake in the family, the first thing that the people say is, where is your mother? It's always on the backs of the mothers to keep children in place. The only thing that men are really tasked to do is like probably discipline and the hard-handed discipline. That's really it. But everything else when it comes to childbearing and rearing is really on the shoulders of women. Men's lives actually don't change that much when they have kids, whether or not the parents are together. I'm not saying this is the situation for every single family. Clearly, there are men who are active, but that's the exception. Most men are not hands-on parents. They're just not. Like, it's not even as if Yendi had to say these things. The girls have learned. We have watched our mothers and our grandmothers carry the weight of the family on their backs without any assistance. Men can literally create a family with you. I'm not talking about a one child. Be with you for years. Give you so many children. 3, 4, 5, 6 children. And when them done, them get up. Oh my gosh, it's so frustrating. That's why sometimes when it comes to certain things, I think that if you're not going to say nothing to make the situation better, if you're going to think about it from your point of view only, just leave it alone. This was such an irresponsible response to this tweet. I've seen men literally create families, get up, dust off the family off of them back, and move on like the people them never exist. I'm not talking about my outsider looking like this. Well, it's not my immediate reality. It's the reality of people I know. I'm not talking no from down the street. Like, me talking no. Like, really no. We've watched these things happen. The women don't need Yendi to tell them this. The girls are not having the kids. They are not doing it. We've watched so many of our what we call it, foremothers, so many of the people in the generations before us, but we've watched them do this. And I thought, crawl. Those of them who could. That's those of them who actually could crawl out of the situation. Many of them were never able to recover. Don't villainize women for creating space and a season in their lives to focus on them, to learn themselves. All of these things that will only benefit your child in the long run. Like I always say, there is no other reason for have a child. If you have a child for any other reason than this, it's selfish. If you're not interested in nurturing and taking care of somebody for the rest of your life, this is not an 18-year thing. This is not an 18-year thing. I'm 30 this year. And without my mother even to know, me don't know how me to manage. Likewise to my husband. My husband's mother, they are still mothering us. They are still nurturing us, taking care of us. Both are mothers and mothers across the world. It's not an 18-year thing. If you're not interested to nurture somebody for the rest of your life, leave it alone. Remember, say when you have children, you draw a lottery, you don't know where you're going to get, There can be illnesses. There can be neurological issues. There are so many things that can happen. I'm not going to say go wrong, because people still can live fulfilling lives with any type of situation, unless it's a really debilitating illness, right? Anything can happen when you have a child. Like, you know how expensive it is for have one child, and really be able to like give them the things in life that will nurture their minds, their bodies, and their behavior. Like, give them the not even say the best. You don't have to even be the best. Even the minimum of things is so expensive for have a child. Any unfortunate events can happen and cause your reality to change. These are things that we don't ever consider when we're having children. Your reality today, oh God forbid. But it does not have to be your reality tomorrow. And the reason why I'm really saying is his response was so irresponsible. I think because it is Chronixx, a lot of people see him as a conscious person because of how he presents and what he gives us in media. I love Chronixx music. I don't know him personally if I love him as a person. I love his music. I love his art. To imply that what she's saying is so wrong, I think it's a very irresponsible thing to do. What you want? What you actually want? I think that's the real question to ask you. What do you want for your child? If you have a child right now, you think you can do that for your child? I would love to know what you think down in the comment section below. Let me know. Cause maybe me I think about this in a one very one-sided way. Everybody's lived experience is so different. But what's ideal? Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will definitely see you in the next one.